Adarsh Vidyalaya Matriculation online class. Welcome to all children. Students, in the previous class, we have learned about the introduction of human digestive system. Today, let's study about the structure of the alimentary canal. Alimentary canal is a passage starting from the mouth and ending with the anus. It is a muscular coiled tubular structure. It consists of mouth, buccal cavity, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine and large intestine and anus. The small intestine consists of three parts, that is duodenum, jejunum and ileum. The same way, large intestine also consists of three parts. They are cecum, colon and rectum. Let's study one by one. First, mouth. The mouth leads into buccal cavity. Now, as you can see on the screen, one open mouth is shown to us. This entire space of the mouth is known as the buccal cavity or oral cavity. What is present in our buccal cavity? This buccal cavity is bound by two soft movable upper and lower lips. Then palate is present at the roof. Below the buccal cavity, throat is there, as well as on the sides, jaws are there. The jaws bears teeth. So this is mouth cavity or buccal cavity. This buccal cavity contains teeth. The teeth are hard structures meant for holding, cutting, grinding and crushing the food. In human beings, two sets of teeth are developed in their lifetime. So it is called diphyodont dentition. Di means two, dont denotes dentition. Since two sets of teeth developed in human beings' lifetime, it is called diphyodont dentition. The first set of teeth appearing in babies, that is known as temporary teeth or milk teeth. These temporary teeth are 20 in number. By the age of 11 or 12, at the early adolescent stage, these milk teeth fall off and they get replaced by the second set of teeth, that is known as permanent teeth. The permanent teeth are 32 in number. There are four different types of permanent teeth according to their structure and function. Since we have different type of teeth, four different types of teeth, it is called as heterodont dentition. Hetero means different. In human beings have four different teeth, four different permanent teeth. They are incisors, canines, premolars and molars. There are four incisors in each jaw. That is upper jaw 4 incisors and lower jaw 4 incisors. It is present at the front. Totally 8 incisors. Altogether in upper and lower jaw, totally 8 incisors. This incisor is just like the scissors. It is used for cutting and biting. Next to incisors, the sharp and pointed teeth are there. They are called as canines. There are 2 canines in each jaw. Upper jaw 2 canines and lower jaw 2 canines. Totally 4 canines are there. Since they are sharp and pointed, they are used for tearing and piercing the food. Next to canines, there are 4 premolars are there in each jaw. In upper jaw 4 premolars and lower jaw 4 premolars. Totally 8 premolars in human. These premolars are used for crushing and grinding the food. Next to premolars, the molars. There are 6 molars in each jaw. In upper jaw 6 molars and lower jaw 6 molars. For crushing, grinding and mastication of food. Mastication is nothing but chewing of food. Now if you consider one half of the jaw, when you get the dental formula, you can get the dental formula. The dental formula represents the number of different types of teeth present in each half of the jaw. Either upper and lower jaw, each half, either right half or left half. The types of teeth are denoted as incisors by the letter I, canine by the letter C, premolars by the letter PM, and molars by the letter M. So the dental formula is represented as, for milk teeth, 2, 1, 2 by 2, 1, 2. That is 2 incisors, 1 canines, 2 premolars. There is no molars in milk teeth. Children do not have molars. That is why molars number is not given here. So totally 10 teeth in one half. Altogether 20 teeth are there. Like that in permanent teeth, in each half, upper and lower jaw is represented as 2, 1, 2, 3 by 2, 1, 2, 3. That means 2 incisors, 1 canines, 2 premolars, 3 molars in each side. So, totally each side 8 teeth are there. For example, the upper right half, 8 teeth are there. How it comes 8? 2 incisors at front. Then 1 canines, 2 premolars, 3 molars. So, in the right upper jaw, right half of upper jaw, 8 teeth. Like that, 4 such halves are there. So, 4 into 8, 32. So, permanent teeth are 32 in number. Next is salivary glands. There are 3 pairs of salivary glands present in the buccal cavity or mouth cavity. They are parotid, sublingual, then submandibular or submaxillary. Parotid glands. This is the largest salivary gland. It lies in the cheek in front of the ears. That is, it lies in the cheeks. Now you can locate the parotid gland, that is in the cheeks just in front of the ears. In Greek, the par means near, otid means ear. So this parotid is the largest salivary gland. It lies in cheek in front of the ears. Then sublingual, linguistic language. So it denotes tongue. The sublingual gland is the smallest salivary gland. It lies beneath the tongue. Submaxillary or submandibular. It lies at the angles of the lower jaw. At the angles of lower jaw, submaxillary is there. The salivary gland secretes a viscous fluid that is called as saliva. Approximately 1.5 liters of saliva is secreted per day. This saliva contains an enzyme that is called as ptyalin or amylase. Ptyalin or amylase, here be silent. So this ptyalin enzyme is help in starch digestion. It converts the starch. Starch is a polysaccharide. It converts the starch into maltose. That is a simpler form of starch. That is, maltose is a disaccharide. So this ptyalin enzyme, the saliva contains an enzyme ptyalin or amylase. This ptyalin enzyme converting the starch into maltose. Also the saliva contains one antibacterial enzyme called lysozyme. This lysozyme help to kill the germs present in food. Next, tongue. The tongue is a muscular sensory organ. It helps to mix the food with saliva. In this tongue, many taste buds are there. These taste buds are helps to recognize the taste of food. The tongue masticate the food and get mixed with saliva, and it makes the food in the form of a paste. that is called as bolus. So, the bolus is rolled by the tongue and passed through the pharynx into the esophagus by swallowing. So, the next to buccal cavity, pharynx is there. Next to pharynx, the food pipe, esophagus is there. Now, let's study about the pharynx. Pharynx is a membrane-lined cavity behind the nose and mouth. It is connecting the mouth with the esophagus. So, the food from the buccal cavity is enters into the esophagus through this pharynx. Actually, this pharynx is a common passage for both respiration and nutrition. From the pharynx, two pipes are arises. One is windpipe, that is the trachea. Another one is the food pipe, that is esophagus. There is a muscular flap or lid-like structure at the tip of the windpipe trachea. At the tip, at the beginning of trachea, there is the beginning of trachea is called as glottis. At this glottis region, there is a muscular flap-like structure. That is called as epiglottis. This epiglottis closes the glottis when we are swallowing the food and prevent the entry of food into the windpipe. Listen children, the pharynx, it is a common passage for both respiration and nutrition. In this pharynx, two pipes are arises. One pipe is the windpipe, another pipe is the food pipe. While we are swallowing the food, the food particle should not enter into the windpipe. So, for preventing the entry of food particle into the windpipe, there is a muscular flap-like structure guarded the trachea. That muscular flap-like structure is called as epiglottis. From the mouth, the food is enters into the esophagus through the pharynx. To esophagus. The esophagus or food pipe is a muscular membranous canal. It is about 22 centimeters in length. This esophagus conducts food from pharynx to the stomach by peristalsis. Peristalsis means the food is passed through the esophagus in a wave-like movement. That is produced by, that wave-like movement is produced by the rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the muscular walls of alimentary canal. So, the passing of food in a wave-like movement through the esophagus is called peristalsis. So, now the food enters into the stomach. The esophagus leads to stomach. Now the food is reached to stomach. The stomach is a wide J-shaped muscular organ that is located between the esophagus and small intestine. The inner walls of the stomach contains certain gastric glands and it secretes gastric juice. The gastric term denotes stomach. So, the inner walls of the stomach contains gastric glands and it secretes gastric juice. This gastric juice is a colorless, highly acidic and also contains enzymes like renin and pepsin. Enzymes are the substances which act as catalyzed in the process of digestion, breaking down of food particles. We know digestion means the breaking down of complex form of food into simpler forms. So, this digestion takes place with the help of certain enzymes. These enzymes are secreted the different parts of the digestive system. First, we studied one enzyme that is secreted by saliva, that is ptyalin. Now, the stomach is secreting the another enzyme that is renin and pepsin. The inner walls of the stomach contains gastric glands. That gastric glands secreting gastric juice. This gastric juice contains enzyme renin and pepsin. The enzyme pepsin is a proteolytic enzyme. It acts on the proteins in the ingested food and break into simpler molecules such as peptides and polypeptides. When a person is eating chapati and chicken, the chapati is a rich source of carbohydrate. It will be break down by the enzyme tyalin secreted by saliva. But the protein can't break down by the tyalin enzyme. That protein is break down by the pepsin enzyme secreted in the stomach. Also, the walls of the stomach secreting hydrochloric acid. This hydrochloric acid kills the bacteria present in the food. If it is any bacteria present in the food, this hydrochloric acid kills that. And this hydrochloric acid, since it is acidic, it would be causes some corrosion in the walls of the stomach. So, to protect from this acidic medium, from this concentrated acid, our stomach wall is covered by a mucous membrane. So, this mucous membrane is present the inner wall of the digestive system. The reason is these enzymes are causing some acidic medium. This acidic medium would be causes corrosion and it may lead to ulcer or some kind of problem. To protect our intestinal wall and our stomach from this acidic medium, the mucous membrane is lined by the stomach and intestine. Due to the action of this gastric juice, the food becomes semi-solid form called chyme. The chyme moves to the intestine slowly through the pyloric end of the stomach. In the stomach contains two ends. The upper end is called as cardiac end and the lower end is called pyloric end. So, the stomach leads to small intestine. So, in the stomach, the food particles are converted as a semi-solid form called chyme. This chyme moves to the intestine slowly through the pyloric end of the stomach. Then the small intestine, large intestine, everything we shall study in the next class. So, today we studied about the structure of alimentary canal. Alimentary canal is a muscular tube. It starts from mouth, ends in anus. It contains mouth, buccal cavity, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine and large intestine. Today we studied about mouth, teeth, tongue, the next salivary glands, pharynx, esophagus and stomach. The mouth contains buccal cavity. The buccal cavity contains teeth, salivary glands, everything. There are 32 permanent teeth and 20 milk teeth. In the lifetime, twice the teeth grows developed in human beings. That is why it's called diphyodont dentition. Then in human beings, 4 different types of teeth are there. There is incisors, canines, premolars and molars. That is why our teeth is called as heterodont dentition. Then teeth is fixed in a socket-like structure and fitted by the gum. Since it is fit in a socket, that is called thecodont. So there are 4 different types of teeth. Totally incisors, 8 incisors, 4 canines, 8 premolars, 12 molars are there. Altogether 32 permanent teeth are there. The milk teeth is fall off at the age of 11 and 12 and it gets replaced by the permanent teeth. Permanent teeth once it fall, it won't be replaced. Then salivary glands, there are 3 pairs of salivary glands: parotid glands, sublingual glands, submaxillary gland. Parotid is the largest gland. It is present in front of the ears in the cheek region. Then sublingual gland is the smallest gland that is present beneath the tongue. Submaxillary gland is present at the angles of the lower jaw. That salivary gland secreting saliva, it contains an enzyme tyalin that is involved in starch digestion. It also contains an antibacterial enzyme called lysozyme. Then tongue. Tongue is a muscular sensory organ. It contains many taste buds. It recognizes the taste, help to recognize the taste as well as it help to mixes the food with saliva and makes the food in the form of bolus. Then pharynx. Pharynx is a common passage for both respiration and digestion. Through the pharynx, the food enters into the esophagus. Esophagus is a long food pipe The food is passed through the esophagus in the form of a wave-like movement that is called peristalsis. Next, stomach. Stomach is the muscular organ, wide muscular organ. The stomach, the inner walls of the stomach contain gastric glands. It secretes gastric juice. The juice contains two enzymes, renin and pepsin. That pepsin helps in protein digestion. Then hydrochloric acid also secreted by the walls of the stomach, that helps in the it makes the medium acidic as well as helps in the killing of food if it is any bacteria. Next is home fun. Students are asked to study the following questions. Differentiate the following: diphyodont and heterodont. Second question, incisors and canines. Answer briefly. Name the types of teeth present in an adult human being. Mention the functions of each. Answer in detail. Describe the alimentary canal of a man. Students are asked to learn and write the differentiate and answer briefly in their notes. Answer in detail. You should study but no need to write. Thank you.